So Jabari Smith is one of the highest regarded prospects out of college this year alongside Chet Holmgren and Paolo Banchero. And looking at it right now, he would be a pretty great fit for the Pacers, and he's definitely what they're looking for as he gives them a lot of good three-point shooting and some great defense and a pretty big body frame, which they definitely needed at the three position with obviously TJ Warren being a free agent. And we're going to go over talking about why Jabari Smith would be a pretty great fit on the Pacers and why they really could use him in the future especially. So what's up, my name is Pacers Empire. If you like the video, drop a like down below, subscribe to the channel, I'd appreciate it. And let's get into the video. So Jabari Smith, I wouldn't say a lot of games from him. I've seen around 1 to 2 games, so a pretty small sample size, but I've seen a lot of highlights from this guy. And man, his form is probably one of the smoothest I've seen since watching college basketball, which obviously it's not that much, but I've seen a lot of, I wouldn't say a lot, but of March Madness, I've seen some games here and there. And Jabari Smith, his form looks pretty smooth, and on an NBA level, I think it could really translate there. So looking at his overall stats in Auburn, 17 points per game, 7 rebounds and 2 assists. Great overall stats, 43% from the field and 42% from three. Pretty great overall shooting splits too. Also threw in a block and a steal a game. So Jabari Smith, I think the biggest thing about his game is that he's able to pretty much shoot the three at a high level, also, giving them some good defense. He is around 6'10", 220 pounds. So you can run him at the 4 or the 5 if you want to. 5 is a little bit of a stretch, but even at the 3, I mean, you could even run him at the 3 or even a 2 if you want to get crazy right there. So Jabari Smith, I don't know, he's very talented for a power forward, one of the more elite three-point shooters in this draft class. I mean, honestly, I think if the Pacers, if they land top 3, and especially if they land the number 1 pick, I think they definitely go for Jabari Smith. He just fits in with what they're trying to do. He would play very well alongside Tyrese Halliburton and Chris Duarte, with Halliburton creating a lot of offense and, drawing the gravity into the paint. Jabari Smith can be a guy that can be on the elbow or on the wing to just spot up and shoot the 3, or even in the post. You can even have him in the post, run the offense through there, and then, even on the defensive end, Jabari Smith can guard 1 through 5 essentially. And honestly, comparing him to Chet Holmgren and Paolo Banchero on the Pacers, he would be a better fit than Chet Holmgren, in my opinion, because I think Chet, he's a 7-footer around, I don't even know how heavy he weighs, but his pretty slim body frame is definitely a huge question mark for any team. And Paolo Banchero, he is a little bit of a better fit than Chet Holmgren, but I don't know. I think Jabari Smith just fits in way better with what they're trying to do, and him alongside Tyrese Halliburton in the starting lineup would be pretty deadly. Now, looking at the lineup with Jabari Smith added in would be probably Halliburton at the 1, Duarte at the 2, Smith at the 3, Jalen Smith at the 4, hopefully if they bring him back, and then Miles Turner at the 5. That's a lot of three-point shooting right there, if you ask me. I mean, Duarte and Halliburton are already great three-point shooters. Looking at Jabari Smith and Miles Turner, they're also pretty great three-point shooters in themselves, essentially. And Jalen Smith, he's one of the more underrated three-point shooters on this team. And we're talking about a pretty great young team right here. Jabari Smith coming into this draft class, I think he's, 19 years old? He's pretty young. But man, the Pacers have a pretty great young core if you look at their overall pieces. I mean, Tyrese Halliburton is around 21. Duarte, he is a little bit on the older end, but still fairly young at around 24 years old. Miles Turner being around 24, 25. Jalen Smith, hopefully they bring him back. He's around 23. I want to say 22. Around there, pretty young. And the Pacers, I think they really should just go for a lot of three-point shooters. I mean, Buddy Hield's around a lot of three-point shooters around Tyrese Halliburton, and we're talking about a great offense right there. Pretty ISO-heavy offense right there, I want to say. I wouldn't say it's kind of like the Houston where James Harden would dominate the ball, because Halliburton isn't really able to do that in isolation. But I think he creates a lot of space for shooters to get open, and, players like Buddy Hield and even Malcolm Brogdon kind of thrived when Halliburton, drew in a lot of gravity into the paint. So adding that in with Jabari Smith would definitely be a huge plus to this team, and it definitely boosts their rebuild. Now, their pick cannot land out of 9, so 1 through 9, whoever they get, it's going to be a very interesting player nonetheless, because I think this draft class, it's a 1 to 4 draft class essentially. The top 4 prospects, but also like Shaedon Sharpe, Keegan Murray, you got all these guys, Benedict Mathurin, you got all these guys. I think a lot of pieces could definitely fit on the Pacers, and they're really in need of some forwards and some guards. In my last video, I think the Duarte video or my Mo Bamba video, You guys are telling me that you guys need more guards and more forwards to just spread out the floor and have the offense open up, which makes a lot of sense because with Halliburton running the ball, he's mostly a player that's going to be, taking a lot of floaters. His game is mostly just the slow offense, kind of just pace and space, kind of like that. And he's going to be taking 3-point shots, contested 3-point shots. He's going to obviously take the occasional open shots or even just spot up three. But overall, he's going to be driving into the paint, and he's going to be looking for guys in the corner. Jabari Smith, Miles Turner, obviously, Buddy Hield. And yeah, the offense would be pretty smooth flowing right there. The only real downside to his game is that, I don't know, rebounding is kind of, I wouldn't say a huge issue because he is 6'10" and averaged around 7 rebounds per game. I would like that to at least get around 9 or 8. I'm not too sure if he's going to be a great rebounder in this league. I would like a little bit more ball handling duties for him too. Bringing up the ball wasn't really too much of an issue for him, but I think with the Pacers, they're going to try running the offense a little bit more through him, and it makes a lot of sense because with Tyrese Halliburton, they're going to need some players to relieve the pressure off of him in terms of offense. So, get Jabari Smith here who can at least try to run the offense through the paint or even on the key. And we're talking about a pretty great player right here that can run the offense while also being a great spot up, a good post up player, good defender. I don't know, Jabari Smith, he provides a lot that the Pacers need, and with Paolo Banchero and Chet Holmgren, they provide, great defense and, great offense, but not really both, because Chet Holmgren, I think he's going to struggle a little bit with this small body frame in the league. Paolo Banchero, he's not a bad defender, but also not a great defender. Obviously, a pretty talented scorer there, but Jabari Smith, he provides a lot on offense and a lot of great attributes on defense too. So Jabari Smith, he fits in with the time frame. Hopefully the Pacers can land a top 5 pick. Hopefully they can land the number 1 pick essentially and grab Jabari Smith and go Pacers. That's the video. My name is Pacers Empire. I'm out. Peace.